Hello and welcome to the Amazing Nerdiverse. I'm Jeff Grant. This is the podcast where Steven's not here right now and I have to jump in and explain what's going on. If you heard last week's episode, you heard that we recorded an extra long episode, split it into two because Dragon Con is coming up this weekend. So we're going to go ahead and release this episode a little bit early so I can, just focus on covering Dragon Con and everything for, what is that website? Oh, Heroic Hollywood. So like we said last time, the first part of the episode was the news. The second part of the episode is our Defenders spoiler review. If you have not seen all 8 episodes of Defenders, fair warning, this is our spoiler review. We're going to be talking about the show in depth with spoilers. So, don't be an idiot. Don't blame us if you're an idiot. Alright, here's our spoiler review of The Defenders.
Alright, last thing, let's get into the Netflix stuff before we talk about The Defenders. Now, you saw every episode of The Defenders.
Yeah.
I saw all the episodes. Did you stay after the credits kind of thing?
Yeah.
You saw the Punisher teaser that they did?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, at the end of episode 8, if you stayed on there, it showed a Punisher
No, I just saw
teaser.
Daredevil waking up. Is there more after that?
I mean, spoiler alert, we're going to get into spoilers and stuff now.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know why I started with this, But yeah, I mean, there's just like a little, it's just a teaser trailer.
Right.
And it's not part of the show, Defenders.
Okay, so I might have already seen it then.
You probably saw it online.
Okay.
It's just him, smashing.
Yeah, I've seen that. I didn't know that was at the end of it. Okay.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, this first teaser trailer, and there's they released a new first look image of the Punisher in his new costume.
Uh-huh.
What I kind of liked about it is it kind of is a little reminiscent of the original Punisher costume he had in the comics.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was interesting.
Is he going to wear white gloves and white boots?
No, but just the way the skull looked on his chest is kind of how the skull looked as part of the character design in the first version of the character. I thought it was kind of interesting. All right, so let's talk about The Defenders. Mm-hmm. Do our spoiler review. If you have not seen it, we did a video review of The Defenders, so you can check that out. That is non-spoiler.
It's going viral.
Yeah, it's blowing up. All right, so let's talk about Defenders. The show was like a slow burn at first, I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it really starts to get fun in episode 2 and awesome in episode 3.
Uh-huh.
But, I did, part of me did enjoy catching up with everybody, but knowing we were only getting episodes.
I think you kind of need to, just in case some people haven't watched any of it.
Yeah.
I was trying to think, could you start just with this?
Yeah.
Probably, because they kind of give you
maybe, but, as I was watching it, I was like, I don't know. I was thinking that same thing if someone could just start with Defenders.
I think that you technically could, because they say little things that would kind of spark the... Yeah. I kind of get what they're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I cannot think in those terms. I mean,
Danny Rand will tell you every 2 seconds what he's been up to.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that.
If you give him a minute.
Yeah, you could have skipped Iron Fist. But,
I'm Danny Rand.
Yeah.
I'm the Iron Fist.
But if you didn't see Luke Cage, you'd be like, why the fuck do they keep talking about coffee?
I'm Danny Rand. I am the Iron Fist. My mission...
Oh, you are? Okay, I didn't know if you were the Iron Fist.
I fought a dragon.
Did you? You never mentioned it.
I didn't?
I don't think so. I would remember you talking about fighting a dragon and plunging your fist into his molten heart.
I did tell you I'm the Iron Fist, though, right?
No.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm Danny Rand. I'm the Iron Fist. And then he hands you a little card that says Danny Rand, the Iron Fist.
Iron Fist, sworn enemy of the hand. I fought a dragon.
Oh, my God. And then, there's a press conference, at the end of Iron Man.
Yeah.
Where he's he just decides he just tells everyone, I'm Iron Man. And everyone's like, click, 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 click. But then at Danny Rand, he's like, I'm the Iron Fist. And I was like, yeah.
What?
Yeah, we know. Is there anything else?
Is this seriously what you brought us all here for?
And then he kind of taps the mic. He's just, I'm Danny Rand. I'm the Iron Fist.
You tell us one more time about you fought a goddamn dragon. No. All right.
How come your other hand doesn't glow?
Yeah, I can't think of starting a show like that, like just without seeing everything that comes before it. Like I'm just so weird and anal about that stuff.
Yeah.
Like my friend's dad is watching Game of Thrones now. He just started this season, and he's just watching this season. Like he didn't see the last 6 seasons, and like has no idea about the entire like crazy like expansive history of this world and everything. And I don't know. I can never understand people who do that. I don't like them. No.
Blasphemous.
All right, so yeah, so I kind of did like that we got to play catch up with all the little characters. I would have kind of liked it to sped up a little more, but I got it. I understood.
I like how everyone started meeting each other. It seemed organic enough.
Yeah, it did.
I got real excited for like little things, like Jessica Jones is in the interrogation room, and then Matt Murdock comes in.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. It was in the trailer,
Yeah,
and
even
I
though you know
was
it's coming,
so happy
you get-
when it
yeah.
happened, like because like that's the exact way they met in the comics.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, in the Alias comics, he just shows up and is like, "Don't say anything else. I'm your lawyer," and like I was like, "Yes, I'm so glad that's how they introduced those two characters together." And then, of course, the iconic meeting of Danny Rand and Luke Cage. That was awesome. That misunderstanding that led them both to the same place.
because from both their points of view, both of them are valid.
Yeah,
If you're only looking at their points of view, and then when they start sharing each other's points of view, like they work really well together.
yeah.
I really liked them in the dojo for a second, being like, "He hit me first."
Yeah.
That was really funny.
Yeah, it was like I love the way it was really organic the way they brought the characters together, and every character's reasoning for being involved in the story was authentic to that character.
Yeah,
and I loved
especially
all that
Jessica
stuff.
Jones.
Yeah, yeah,
I
she
don't
was.
want to be here.
Yeah,
This
she
is
was
all
great.
stupid.
Yeah, like I that's exactly what that character would have done. Like she's been very like in the comics. She originally wanted to be an Avenger and tried to be an Avenger and stuff, and then she got Killgraved, and then like she became the Jessica Jones like from the show basically.
Yeah,
Just always drinking and smoking and cussing and that version.
Cussing and
which
fighting.
is fun, yeah, and throwing people through the window of her investigation place. Like that thing breaks all the time. I did kind of like that it was Danny that sort of was the one that tried to like rally them together all the time.
well, yeah, because that's what a kid would do.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's be a superhero team.
yeah.
That's exactly, like that's what works so well. It's like it makes sense now why he's playing it like that for when he's with Luke Cage.
In this
Do
show,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it hasn't changed as far as like because we commented before that he was like a little kid in Iron Fist.
Right.
But in this show, he's like a likable little scamp. In that show, he's like one of those kids that like just God, why? Like, I feel for that parent. And like you see them in Walmart and they're pitching a fit and
there's
being
this
a little
moment.
shithead.
There's lots of cool moments with the two of them, but there's this moment when Danny's tied to the chair and Luke is sitting there with him, like talking to him. And Danny literally, like, he starts talking about like the dragon and shit, and then Luke's like, he's kind of like, I don't really want to hear about it. I forget exactly what he said, but then like Danny kind of like puts his head down. He's like, And then Luke notices. He's like, this kid really wants to talk about this. So a dragon, huh?
Yeah.
Like it's so perfect.
It was so charming. The moment.
He's like, he
everything
wants to talk about it.
Everything about that guy is like charming as fuck.
The two of them just, I want to see more of them together.
Yeah. I did finish Iron Fist finally before I watched this show.
What'd you think?
Last 2 episodes were slightly better, but not a whole lot. There were some cool things. Like I still don't think Danny was where he needed to be performance wise by the end of it. But like there was a couple cool things. There was that thing where he did the punch in the ground in the office building.
Yeah.
And shattered everything. That was cool. But like other than that, like, you know, it was still more of the same for me. But for some reason, the second this show started, I was immediately into Iron Fist a lot more.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the writing, the performance is probably a lot better too.
It's probably the writing
plus the haircut's better. Like I liked his haircut a lot better.
Yeah, it's definitely plus like he's had more preparation time. I think a lot of people forget about that.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have any time to do any of the stuff. And like now I read a little thing where he's like I just started training now, but it's 6 months before I even start filming.
Yeah,
or something
for season
like
2?
That. Yeah.
Yeah, he's training now for season 2.
Yeah.
And
so, I mean...
Yeah, like, he's doing the right thing there. Like, and you're right. The first season of Iron Fist, like, you could tell all the times where it was a stunt double and not him. And in this one, there was more times where I was like, there he is. There's the actual actor in there. And especially in that boardroom scene.
So earlier when, like, it's in the dojo where Luke Cage and Iron Fist are talking about...
Yeah, that's before the boardroom, right? Yeah.
Their point of view on things, and Luke is kind of talking to Danny about, like, you know, if I was in your position, I'd be doing A, B, and C instead of fighting people on the ground level. And then Danny's kind of, he thinks about it, he's like, why aren't I doing that? And then he tries it, and he walks straight into that boardroom.
Yeah, like, I liked that was his approach. Like, he's like, all right, I'm going to, do the whole suit and skinny tie and sneaks thing.
Yep,
and
sneaks.
And go walk right up in there, be like, look, I'm the Iron Fist.
Knock
I'm here to
this
shut
shit
you down.
off.
This
My
is
house.
Business meeting. I
right?
whoop your ass in the business meeting. But, like, dude, and that leads to probably one of the better sequences in the whole show. Like, that whole thing was awesome. The way that whole hallway, again, like a hallway scene. They've done a lot of those in these shows. Did Jessica Jones do a hallway scene? I don't know. So.
But I really liked, like, in the boardroom when they're fighting, Luke Cage shows up, and then Danny stands behind him.
Yeah, he stands behind him as he shields him while they're all shooting.
It's just awesome stuff like that.
Yeah, and then they turn, and then they're standing side by side, and he holds up the fist and he lights that shit up. Oh my god, that was amazing.
It's just little things like that. Just literally just seeing them two standing together.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Even Daredevil wearing Jessica Jones' scarf in that scene was like, hell yeah, they're there, they're
like
together.
At first, I was like, why does he need to wear it? And like, oh yeah, he doesn't want his identity to...
Yeah.
Just stupid
He's
shit
the
I didn't
only
think
one that
about
really cares about that.
Yeah.
And
then it was really funny when I like the little quips back and forth. She's like, you look stupid in that scarf. And Daredevil's, it's your scarf.
Oh, God. Like, everything from that point on, like... That, like I said, that was the moment where the show got awesome for me, and like
I was annoyed when Stick was there.
Whenever he was there,
yeah, I just wanted him to buzz off.
I like Stick.
It is annoying.
Why? Because he's telling them what they're supposed to be doing, and they're not doing it.
He's telling them what they're supposed to be doing, getting all in their business, and then it's like I become the.
It's not getting in their business; it's all of their business that they need to.
Well, yeah, but like
he's
I
trying
want
to say
it to
you need
be,
to make this your business.
I want it to be just them.
Yeah.
I don't want an extra person that doesn't quote unquote fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
He's not. I was like, get out. You don't. It's like when you try to start a band and then your dad wants to be in the band. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, just go. Go away. You can listen, but you can't be in the band.
Dude, but when he chopped his hand off, that was pretty metal.
Fair enough.
That was a pretty badass move. Dude,
the equivalent of that is like your dad showing you like his band that he used to be in high school, and it was like, all right.
No, dude, he was such a badass in this scene when Alexander had him captive, and then he got a hold of that sword, and he does that move where he's like this on like both sides of the pole, like he just points it both ways. He's like, "Come on, motherfuckers!" And then like he just cuts his hand off. Doesn't give a fuck. He's badass. I like Stick.
Not anymore.
Was a badass. I liked Stick.
He got
Yeah,
Stick got stuck.
Elektra got a lot of people in this one.
Yeah.
What did you think about Elektra in this show? Like,
thought she was really good.
Yeah.
I like the dynamic that like Daredevil's trying to reach her.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's like not there and like kind of coming back, but not completely.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like when he earlier on, you mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like by the end of it, when she, I mean, spoiler, but this the whole thing is a spoiler review, but when she kills Alexandra, like,
yeah,
I didn't really see that coming.
Nope.
And I was like, oh, so she's the big bad now.
Yeah.
But I felt like that was the moment where she became Elektra again, almost.
Yeah.
But even then, her killing her and taking over and like kind of freeing herself from that, whatever, she was still on the side of evil or whatever, because that's kind of Elektra. She's like
a Catwoman to Batman.
Yeah. And I never thought Catwoman and Batman would end up together kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Like I never felt like it would work, but for some reason that's always the version that everyone's writing these days. Mm-hmm. Like the Dark Knight Rises and like even in the comics, I think Batman just proposed to her or something.
It was weird in the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, just don't buy it.
No.
I mean, she was like a Catwoman light in Dark Knight Rises too.
There was like one thing that I did like when in the Dark Knight Rises. This is a bit of a segue, but
this is our Dark Knight Rises spoiler review.
But like when she's in the little bar or whatever, and she does.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. When like the SWAT team or whatever is like breaking in, and she starts screaming.
Yeah, she starts freaking out like she's just
like she's just an innocent bystander. And then like once they're kind of gone for a second, she's like, and then she just walks off. I'm like,
that was my
favorite.
That's Catwoman. That was my favorite part of her in the whole movie. Yeah. You're exactly right.
I was like, that's Catwoman.
I was thinking about that exact moment, like as you were saying. Yeah.
Oh, but the restaurant fight in. I can't believe I didn't talk about this. When the four of them are in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And then Elektra is like kind of coming to kind of get him.
Yeah.
And then Jessica Jones like bashes through with a car and hits her.
The music.
Right.
The music in that scene is so good.
I just like that she smacks her with a car.
Yeah.
Like not only does it give her like a cool entrance, but it also gives us Elektra's what's the word? Power level?
Yeah, it gives us a gauge of like her power level, yeah.
Yeah.
Like she can get hit by a car and just get back up.
Because her getting hit by a car and getting back up lets me know she can go in a kind of fist fight with Luke Cage.
Yeah.
And if you can go in a fist fight with Luke Cage, that's as strong as you can get. Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, she's strong enough to fight like, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage and stuff. And so yeah, that's smart. Yeah, I didn't think about it in those terms, but yeah, you're right. So yeah, do we touch on all the big things about all the characters in the show?
There was when the fight spills outside a little bit, and Luke Cage is outside, and he gets hit by that truck.
Yeah,
remember that part?
Yeah,
and he just gets smacked off screen.
Yeah, and then like Jessica Jones says like they took him.
They took him. I was like, oh,
they
shit.
took him by hitting him with a truck.
Yeah.
Like I had to rewind it to go, did it show him like start to get up and they
it
kidnapped him? It's like, no, that's how they took him.
That's the only way you're going to take him.
Yeah.
But my favorite part about that, when they meet back up at like the dojo and Luke Cage comes in, I'm like, oh shit, like he kind of like barely escaped. Is he all right? Is he going to be upset that they kind of like left him behind?
Yeah.
And he does that little smile and he's like, I got one.
Yeah.
Like my new friends, I got one.
Yeah. Oh God, I had so much fun with this show.
The best parts are when they're all talking together.
Yeah, I enjoyed some of that stuff more than the action. Which the action was fine. All the fight scenes and everything were fine. I will say that there's a couple of scenes where the lighting is really dark and it's hard to see, and that's kind of a bummer. Where with the main finale of the show being in like underground, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
In my review, I talked about how like why don't the Avengers get involved if New York is at stake and all that stuff. It's because they didn't know about it because it was like 30 stories underground and like the whole thing happened down there. Like I think that's a really cool idea, and like it wasn't a huge like end of the world kind of scenario like threat or whatever, but it kind of fit for all the characters. It kind of worked for like all of them and what they all their individual goals and stuff, and like I loved how everyone was involved like I said earlier.
Does Iron Fist not have both hands light up like
no,
in the comics and stuff?
That was one of the things that in my review I said there was a couple things I wanted to see. I wanted to see both of his hands light up.
No, but I mean like in the comics.
In the comics he does. I've looked a couple times. I'm actually reading some Iron
Stupid.
Fist. I'm a dipshit. Some Iron Fist comic stuff right now, like the Immortal Iron Fist run by Ed Brubaker.
What do they mean by immortal? Like it gets passed down? Is that what they mean by immortal?
I guess.
Okay.
Because this storyline, I'm only like on the second issue, but like this storyline had introduced a couple of different Iron Fists like from the past. It would show like them and then jump to Danny's part of the story and then go to a cutaway to a different one, and it was kind of cool how they did that. I forget
who said it. Someone was like, "You're the dumbest Iron Fist so far."
Was that Madame Gao?
I think so.
I love Madame Gao. Oh, we always talk about this whenever we watch some superhero thing. Did you cry at all?
I'm pretty sure I got misty-eyed. Not cry like I normally do, but I got misty-eyed at a few things.
Yeah.
Like when Jessica started saying, like, we or my friends.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
See, those are the things, like, I always find it funny, the things that you, like, tear up about, and the things that I tear up about and stuff. Like, I'm always, like, the legit, like, emotional, like, character, dramatic moments kind of things, and you're always like, they're wearing a cape, or, like, they're super friends, and stuff like that. Like, Jessica, like, if I was like that, I probably would have teared up when Jessica Jones smashed the car and came in there, and, like, the music was so triumphant upon her return. I will say there was two things in the show that made me cry. The first one was when Luke Cage was at that woman's house, and it was the mother of that kid that he was trying to save.
Yeah.
And he got killed in jail, and we already found out that the girl that died in Luke Cage was her daughter, and her other son was already killed, like, by the beginning of this. And then this was her last kid, and when she was crying and like, my baby, and then she was like, oh, my babies are gone. I was like, oh, fuck me, this is some dark shit, and I was just tearing up about that and everything. And then at the end, when everyone's coming back into the police station, and you see Karen and Foggy standing there.
I forgot about that.
And they're just watching the door, and Matt's not coming
and they're
through.
like, our one didn't come back.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, god damn you.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, yeah, that one got me. Yeah, those are the kind of things that make me tear up in these things. You were saying in your review about Jessica Jones, like, how her, like, how he loved her kind of reactions. They weren't too over the top, and they
easily could have been.
Yeah, easily. She's so great as that character. She's, like, perfect to play that character. Because
it could be very, like, all right, we get it. You don't want to be here.
Like, there's this whole, I love this thing where they're talking about, like, yeah, well, now you got them and everybody they loved involved. And she's like, wait, what? Like, it's just this very, like, little, like, kind of subtle thing. I just loved it. And, like, there was some nice stuff with her and Luke, too, because they're the only two of these four that have any history.
Yeah.
So, like, it was kind of cool seeing how they played off. Now, the writer of the show has talked about how the characters, like, they didn't get to do all the specific character reactions that they wanted to. We mostly kind of got, Danny and Luke and Matt and Jessica, like, kind of those pairs off with a little bit of...
Well, those two kind of pairings, like, fit pretty well. Like, with the detective
but we also got a little tiny bit of Luke and Jessica, as they've had some history, and a little bit, and I really liked a little bit of stuff we got with Daredevil and Iron Fist, because it feels like Daredevil has inspired Iron Fist to become the Iron Fist we know from the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, like, I really like that. I was hoping, dude, that last scene of just him on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Just, he could have been up there and then just pulls on a mask, and I would have been like, oh, thank you.
Well, I think that's what they're telling us he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But why not tell us he's gonna do that by showing us fucking that? Like, that was...
Because that would be... I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, he's in a green jumpsuit.
Yeah. So close for me, but I just wish they would have gotten there.
But there's one little line, like, I read from just, like, a little clip, like, a good while ago. Like, Jessica and Luke Cage are, like, together in the future, right?
Yeah. They have a kid together and all
There's one bit, like, Iron Fist and Luke Cage are just kind of walking down the street, and there's, like, a little bit of a conversation, and then Danny's just like, does Jessica not like me? And Luke is like, let's just say she enjoys your more quiet moments. Like, I want to see stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. But, I mean, Luke is with Claire now, and I like the relationship there. Like, they finally, he finally got out of jail and everything. Got coffee.
There's one... This is kind of skipping around a little bit, but there's one moment at the end. What's the Asian guy's name? God, it's gonna bother me. Like, he only spoke
Japanese?
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. He was the Japanese member of the Hand.
Oh, no, it isn't that guy. It's the guy that Colleen Wing was fighting.
From Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Bakuto.
Yeah, like, he's walking towards him, and then Misty Knight shows up.
Yeah.
And then I literally, in my head, I said out loud, just shoot him! She starts shooting him, and then the bullets do nothing. I was like, oh, well,
Fine, Plan B. No, but like I love that moment too because like it was like its own like the defenders are downstairs. The defenders are downstairs doing the fighting thing, and then you got Claire and the Daughters of the Dragon upstairs, dealing with Bakuto, and like I like seeing that because like I feel like I finally got to that whole fight between Colleen and Bakuto in Iron Fist, and it kind of left a little to be desired and stuff. So I kind of like to see them go at it a little more in this, and like he fucking cut Misty Knight's arm off.
Yeah.
That is one of the things on the list that I wrote. I wrote a list for Heroic Hollywood 10. I mean, it's a dream. It's a dream list. I know most of these things will probably never happen, but, a nerd can dream. And it's like 10 Defenders MCU crossovers we want to see. And one of them is like, in the comics, Misty Knight loses her arm and Tony Stark donates a new arm for her. It's like a bionic arm.
Danny Rand's got millions.
Yeah, I realized that watching the episode when she was like, Danny knows all that. I was like, oh, Danny's going to be the one to give her
Yeah, but I mean, that gives him a good thing to do.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, and I was okay with that. I just kind of just like comic book accurate kind of things like that.
But in this, like, how would Tony Stark have any idea?
Well, yeah, I mean, in the comics, it was just like a thing where she was in the newspaper for being brave and stopping a bomb kind of thing, and he just saw that and was like, "I will reward you with a bionic arm."
Yeah, but in this, there's more of like a straight line connection.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not saying like it makes more sense to do it that way. In the comics, it probably did, but in this, and actually, like in the comics, Danny Rand and Misty Knight hooking up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen in this show.
I don't know.
I don't know if she's going to tolerate any of this Danny's nonsense.
She is not gonna play that shit. She don't need no man. Dude, I love Misty Knight. Like, I think she's like the actress that plays her is fantastic, Simone Missick. And I was excited, like, horrible to say, I was excited to see him cut her arm off, like, because I wasn't sure it was gonna happen this soon. I thought it might happen maybe in a later season of Luke Cage or something. But I liked how they did that, and we'll see more of that to come. I'm excited about that. But yeah, at the end of the episodes and stuff, of seeing where everyone left off. I liked seeing like how everyone left off and everything. Luke, what did Luke do? I for some reason can't remember his final scenes. Remember Iron Fist up in the building. I remember Colleen and Misty Knight in the emergency room. I remember the last scene with Daredevil. I remember Jessica reopening.
Was he not in the just back in the apartment?
Maybe.
In his apartment? I feel like he was.
Yeah. I feel like it was just something that was just kind of, alright, yeah, there was a happy ending kind of thing for him, but it wasn't anything like iconic or memorable or anything like that.
There is one image I really want to see, like the next time they all start teaming up. Is like, it's probably a pretty well-known thing of Daredevil and Luke Cage sitting on top of a building just eating lunch.
Yeah, you've talked about that before.
Yeah, I want to see that scene really bad.
Would you cry if you saw that?
Maybe.
One of the things I will say is Daredevil, as much as I love that character, I was kind of bummed seeing how long it took him to get back into the thing. And Jessica Jones had a little bit of that too, but it kind of works more for her character.
What do you mean, put back on the costume?
Yeah, like, I just don't like seeing characters not be the characters, just like I hated in The Dark Knight Rises that he hadn't been Batman in 8 years. Yeah, like, I was a little bummed out about that, but his first court scene in the episode where he was just kicking ass in court, I was like, that's what I wanted to see.
Normally, I don't really care all that much about court scenes.
No, and like I kind of like the fact that he's never there, and because I like seeing Foggy do that sort of thing, and when Foggy kicks ass in court, I like that. But like him just going in there, like he was like on coke almost, like how fucking like just fucking precise he was in that shit, and like. I don't know if precise and coke really go well together, but like,
oh no,
he was just
I'm pretty sure that
zoned in on that. He's like, I'm gonna win you this case, buddy.
Yeah,
and like he fucking crushed it.
Oh, it was when he was talking to the kid in the wheelchair out in the. That's what got me to cry.
But he was also kind of like aggro about it a little bit too, in a way.
I think
he's like, your whole life's gonna suck and like all this stuff,
but
you gotta fight through
it, man.
Like he was giving him the like, the like just the it's not the comfortable like thing that everyone's gonna tell you. Oh, you're gonna be okay. You might walk some days. Like you probably won't, and it's gonna suck. But you're gonna have to be like the like.
You know what?
glass half full kind of pessimistic view on it and everything, but it's realistic.
To be honest, though, I think I'd rather, if I was in that, I'd rather have. I mean, he has no idea how. He has no idea it's Daredevil telling him this shit.
Yeah.
But if I had just an inkling that it was Daredevil, like I would rather him be like, you know what, this is gonna suck.
Yeah.
So, sack up, wheel your ass out of here.
Yeah.
And don't be a piece of shit.
I kind of loved that Foggy brought him his suit when they were in the that was awesome. Like it was like and then afterwards like he brought him the suit and now they think he's dead and everything. Yeah. Which as we see at the very last final moments, I mean, we'll go ahead and touch on this because I think we talked about just about everything else in the show. But yeah, like the final moment you see him in bed with the nuns and everything, and she says, "Go get, he's awake. Go get Maggie." In the comics,
who Maggie?
Maggie is Matt's mother.
Really?
Yeah, in the Born Again story line, we talked about that before. Like,
where's she been during the show?
A nun. She just decided to go become a nun.
Huh.
And that's kind of explored a bit in the Born Again series. I think if something like it's been a while since I've read that. I want to say that it's not specifically like stated that like I am your mother, Matthew, kind of thing. It's not a Darth Vader moment.
Is it like we know but the characters don't know?
Yeah, okay. or even it's just heavily implied.
Yeah.
Or whatever and stuff like that, and it's like it's possibly open for interpretation, but it's widely believed. I think I'm not 100% sure on that, but. His mother, yeah, so she's going to be, and that means at least part of next season will be Born Again, which is, hell yeah, and then that's enough time for, if at the end of the season they tease, like, Kingpin coming back or something like that. I don't know if they're going to be able to do the same stuff they did with Karen in that. I don't know if it would quite work, but anyway, like, just elements of that, fine, like, do it.
I did like how he was kind of, not really, he was sort of a leader type for the team, but not necessarily. Daredevil? Yeah.
Well, that's what Stick was trying to get him to be, as the leader.
Yeah.
And I liked that. Like because like going into the show, for some reason I don't know what made me. I was just like, yeah, I assumed that he would be the leader.
Yeah.
And that's just because he has one season more than they do.
Kind of
thing, really. But like, as I was watching it, I was like, oh, I think Danny might be the leader.
Really?
But as I was watching it and seeing like how he was the one that was kind of all about leading the charge to fight the Hand and stuff, but he wouldn't have made a good leader. And
no.
Daredevil would. And that's why the way that story, like with the leader storyline and everything was written in there was really cool. Like I liked how all that worked.
I think Daredevil is the most capable to lead. Luke and Jessica don't really want to. Danny's not... He's not a leader.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Luke and Jessica seem fine with someone else being a leader.
Yeah.
I really like the scene with the three of them, like, when they're about to get on the elevator, and they're kind of doing, like, a little quick speech.
Yeah.
And Daryl was like, you know what? For what it's worth, I'm glad it's you guys. And Luke's just, I'm not going to hug you. And then Daredevil gets, like, a little embarrassed. He's like, God damn it.
Alright, is there anything else we want to touch on? Any negatives and stuff? I talked about mine, like things I wanted to see that didn't get to see. I can't really hold those against the show.
Not really?
Yeah, some of the fight scenes were darkly lit and it was hard to tell what was going on in some of those.
Yeah.
But, I mean, dude, that's also my problem with this other Netflix show, Ozark. I cannot get through, like, the first episode of that show. It's so dark. Like, there's a scene where he's, like, having Jason Bateman... It's like Breaking Bad, but with Jason Bateman kind of thing, where it's just this normal guy getting involved in this criminal world. But he's just having a business meeting with two potential clients, and the room is so fucking dark in there. I'm like, why is this scene so darkly lit? Like it, and like there's like an opening montage where he's saying all this stuff about, you know, about money. It makes the world go round, kind of bullshit opening thing, and like every scene in this is so dark, I can't tell what the fuck is going on. So it makes, like, this monologue is lost on me because, like, I'm not seeing what's going on and, like, it's distracting me from the words and that sort of, I don't know. It's That's a similar problem I have. I think I have more of a problem with the way it was done in Ozark than this, because I can at least see the devil horns and go, oh, there's Daredevil.
Nice ears. Their horns.
When Daredevil shows up the first time to save Jessica and Trish.
Yeah.
And then she's like when they go back to the police station, she's like, "Did you know Jessica knew Daredevil?" That was so awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we got about everything now.
I just wish Luke Cage had a yellow T-shirt at the end.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about it.
Yeah.
At the time,
when he was going back into the closet, I was like, please put on another yellow shirt.
The TV show version is less about the yellow shirt and more about the hoodie. I think that's kind of his.
Yeah.
That's kind of his costume.
Right, I know.
And it means something, It has an importance and everything.
I just want to see him in the yellow shirt because he looks cool.
We did our ratings in our regular review.
Mm-hmm.
We both gave it an 8, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has that changed?
No.
In the, I don't know, probably hour and a half since we did that?
No, not really.
Yeah, didn't think so. I don't know why I asked. But yeah, so that's everything. Any final thoughts on Defenders before we wrap it up and end this episode?
No.
Alrighty, if you like this episode, please do us a favor. Please, seriously, do us a favor.
Tell a
friend. Huge favor.
Tell your friends.
The most important thing you can do.
Just do it.
Is just help spread the word on the podcast. You can go on iTunes, subscribe to this podcast, and leave a review, and let people know that you like the show.
Just do it.
That'll help more people find the show. We're trying to grow an audience here.
Yeah, damn it. You try to do it. See how easy it is.
Yeah. Well, it's
time.
We're playing good cop, bad cop in our plug section. All right. If you're watching this video on YouTube, just like this video and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, punk.
And leave a comment down below.
A nice comment.
Let us know what you liked.
I don't care what you like.
Follow us online on social media. We are on Facebook at facebook.com/theamazingnerdiverse.
Yeah, follow us unless you're chicken.
On Instagram at amazingnerdiverse. And on Twitter, I am at Jeff_Grants.
I'm at Steven Plunkett.
And we are at Nerdiverse Pod. Finally, go to theamazingnerdiverse.com for all that and very little more. And until next time, I'm Jeff Grants.
I'm Steven Plunkett.
And it's hot as fuck in this room.
Hit him!
Next time,
Hit him!
see you right here in the Amazing Nerdiverse.
Mind your own business.